Oh, there we go. There we go. I had no sound. Oh, there we go. Golly, it's giving me a hard time. Satan's working. It's giving me a hard time. Satan's working. Satan's working. Satan's working. Satan's working. We got sound now, Akiam. And Aqua. Hey, that's why you always gotta check the audio. It's always nice to have a second device. Cause I was out of there. Let's see here. Gotta check the audio. It's always nice to have a second device. All right, we're looking good. Hey, shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akiam and Akwaf. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And I'm out running a few errands. I just wanted to tap into this article that had almost escaped me. All right, I came across it last week. I wanted to tap into this information regarding, of course, the talk of the talk right now. The number one prophecy we're looking out for is the M.O.T.B. Okay, the mark of the beast. That's the number one prophecy the men of the Lord are watching out for, man, because we understand the M.O.T.B. Okay, that right there is something that has to be mandated in efforts for us to go to the next stage. Okay, this technological advancement must come to pass, all right, in efforts for us to be delivered. So we're watching very closely for this prophecy, and we know through faith, all right, that we got it right, via our elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. We know that we got the correct understanding of the prophecy, and we believe that wholeheartedly, 144% through faith. Okay, that we got it. We got the correct breakdown, understanding, and origin of what Revelations 13:16 is truly going into, man. All right, and I have an article again that I want to touch on with you, beloved Akiam and Akwal. I mean, it's a bit of a read. We're not going to read the whole article, but we are going to get into probably about 35% of it, Lord willing. There's some key takeaways within the article, and ultimately, this is a necessary labor, in efforts to, bring forth the stern warning, to your beloved sheep. The men of the Lord are on the high tower, sounding the alarm, blowing the horn, blowing the trumpet. All right, letting you, beloved Akiam and Akwaf, know that salvation is nigh at hand, man. It's happening. Prophecy's happening, man. All right, we are in the time of the end of all things, bro. Okay, matter of fact, let's go there real quick. Let's go to 1 Peter. Let's open up with 1 Peter real quick. And I may just go into Revelation 13 real quick and then go into the article. But let's see what the Spirit does. The book of 1 Peter 4 and 7. And it reads, I'll go straight to the point. The book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7, and it reads, but the end of all things is at hand, bro. All right, and we know this for certain because prophecy speaking, we're measuring the times diligently through prophecy, bro. We know the end of all things is at hand, and the end of all things is the end of Esau. Okay, Second Ezra, right? What's it tell us? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it. That father with thee. All right, so the end of all things regarding Esau and his eon is at hand. All right, the end of niggerdom. All right, the end of the nigger woman, the end of renegade YNs, the end of, seeing these momos float and moonwalk around, the end of all this reprobate lifestyle we witness, man. All right, the filthy conversation we got to be exposed to. It's the end of all this bullshit, bro. All right, the end of all things is at hand. Look, let's continue on. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer, man. All right, and this is what we're doing. This is what the hopeful elect is doing, starting with the men of the Lord. We're watching unto prayer, and we're being sober through the Spirit and literally, Now, granted, you can have a couple of drinks, but you shouldn't be getting wrecked every day, nor too frequently. You shouldn't be getting wrecked. You know what I mean? You should just, you can have a couple of drinks, unwind, but everything needs to be done with a balance. We want to be, you don't want to be moving around pissy drunk 75, 80% of the time, man. Okay, this is not the time that we're in. We're in the time to be on the watch. Things are happening. All right? The Wadi Hawabashi Miao Shai for allowing this article to come back across my desk through the Spirit. This almost got away from me, but the Lord allowed it. I was meditating after I did the live stream a couple hours ago. I was meditating through the Spirit, and I was just like combing through some information. And I remember I had sent the article to my brothers on the chat, and I never got a chance to get to it. So I had it in my little inquiry here. Boom. I'm like, the Wadi Abash, man, this got to come out, man. All right, let's go. So let's go. Matter of fact, let's go straight to the article. Let's go straight to the article. Let me see here. Now, I sent it to this device. All right, here we go. Bear with me. It's loading up. Come on now. All right, so this is from Zero Hedge. All right. It's dated November 22nd, 2025. And the title reads, "Is global technocracy inevitable or dangerously delusional?" And here's the article right here, if you can see it. But needless to say, all right, and that's a question being raised. We got the answers to these questions. Is global technocracy inevitable or dangerously delusional? It's both, all right? Because ultimately it's inevitable because the hour of temptation evolves around this global technocracy, okay? The digital Tower of Babel, all right? Being raised up, all right? With Esau leading that charge and all these other heathen falling underneath his wing, right? And it's dangerously delusional because at the end of the day, it's something that's not going to come into its perfection. Okay, it's physically impossible for what this man's going to try and do. And that's why ultimately he's going to be in the process of knocking off the population. Okay, he's gonna yup. This is what this nigga's doing. You see, and this is the reality behind this diabolical man that we prophesy against, bro. Evil E. Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. All right, this is a very, very dangerous dude. But needless to say, he's that vessel created for destruction, man. He's the vessel that the Lord created to bring forth these evil and only evil times, bro. All right, let's get into this article real quick. All right, look at it. The bewildering truth behind human technological enslavement is that it is impossible without the voluntary participation of the intended slaves. People must welcome technocracy into their lives in order for it to succeed. And that's true. That's partly true there. Because ultimately, when you look at it for what it is via prophecy, the Lord said what? There's 7,000 knees that will not bow to the image of Baal. There's the elect. Man, let me go get that real quick. Hold on. Let me get this real quick. And that's why Esau is going to be on eradication mode. All right, Revelations 12 and 12. We haven't gotten that in a while. He's going to come down with great wrath because he knows he has but a short time. He's going to be getting resistance as he tries to mandate this thing, man. He's going to just open up on him, man. You know? It's going to go down, man. It's going to go down. And if you ain't got the covering of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you're going to go down with it. Let me get this real quick. Bear with me, Yaki Yamanakwa. I forgot where it's at. I had to type it in. I know it's in 1 Kings originally, but that's not what we want. Bear with me. There we go. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The book of Romans chapter 11. The book of Romans chapter 11 and verse 4, and it reads, but what, matter of fact, do I want to start up? No, that's just perfect. Look at, but Romans 11 and 4, and it reads, but what saith the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men, and this is echoing 1 Kings, but it's in Romans, listen, who have not bowed to the image of Baal. Okay, 7 going into what? Complete. All right, so there's a complete number of men, which is the elect, starting with the men of the Lord, that will not bow to this system. All right, it's talking to the remnant that won't do it. Matter of fact, as we keep reading, it says, look, even so then as this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace, bro. All right, when you go to Revelation 3, okay, these are the ones right here that the Lord's going to keep from the hour of temptation. Why? Because they kept his patience. Let's go get that too. And we'll go back to the article, because we got to read a little bit into the article. But the precepts are more important, but we got to make this make sense. But bear with me. Revelations 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? How do you keep the word of the Lord's patience? You continue to endure. You continue to suffer. You see? Scripture says, he that endures unto the end shall be saved, bro. It's going to be a continual suffering. That's what patience goes into. You see? And we're like the hey, call it what you want. And we're like the dogs at the door, waiting for the owner to get back home, bro. Waiting for his owner to get back home. That's how we are liking unto waiting for the Lord, man. We miss Yahweh Shai, man. If you truly belong to him, you would be missing him right about now. You know? And part of you looking out for him and watching out and seeing when he's coming is doing this work right here, bro. You see? And as a faithful believer, staying faithful, praying up, you know, listening to what the prophets are telling you, man. You know, hearkening to the report. You see? This is what it is, bro. We miss Yahweh Shai, man. Let me continue on. Romans, I got excited. Bear with me. Romans 3 and 10, it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. This is red letter. So there's no you keeping yourself out of the hour. The Lord got to do it. The Lord got to cover you. The Lord got to put a fervent spirit on you, man. A resilient spirit. I like that word better. To make you refuse this guy, Esau. Regardless what he says he's going to do to you. Regardless what he says. It's the Lord that's going to put that spirit on us, Lord willing, we're the elect. You see? The Lord's going to do it, man. You know, we often have people come up to the camp, and you know, we got the M.O.T.B sign. You know, brothers got the sign out there. You know, you beloved brothers. And they always ask the question, and if they don't ask, we bring it up. We let them know what it's going into. And then, you know, we tell them what it evolves around. They say, oh, I'm not going to take that. The individual, an individual's natural response, for the most part, is not to take it. And they say they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it, not realizing, no. It's not your choice. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai got to keep you from it. You see? He got to keep you from it. And those that do resist it, hey, you're just that are not part of the elect. You're resisting it in vain. You know? Because you're numbered to the sword regardless. See, the Lord is going to preserve his elect, even through death. The elect that are preserved through the hour of temptation, okay, are going to still be part of the first resurrection. You see? Come on, man. Let's go. Let's continue on. I'm going to read it from the top. Revelations 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, going back to the title of the lesson. I'm sorry, not the title of the lesson, the title of the article. It says, is global technocracy inevitable or dangerously delusional? This is a global stance. Again, this is a digital Tower of Babel. All right, we're witnessing real time. The heathen trying to bring forth a one world government. The heathen trying to bring forth a one world religion. The heathen trying to bring forth a one world order with Esau leading that charge. All right, he's leading this tyrannical, diabolical, rebellious movement. All right, that they're pursuing. You see, to turn you into a synthetic being. You know, let's go back in the article. All right, we're going to start from the top. It says this: the bewildering truth behind human technological enslavement is that it is impossible without the voluntary participation of the intended slaves. All right, right. And then Job tells us what? In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. All the hands of the wicked shall come upon him, which are the workers. You know, Esau's going to get constant resistance. All right. And so that's probably true right here. The slaves have to participate, you know, or guess what? Your little plan, your little device, right, which goes into a plan or a plot, it won't come to pass. And what is a king without servants, bro? Pursuing the Proverbs 14 and 27, I believe it is. People must welcome technocracy into their lives in order for it to succeed. The populace has to believe blindly that they cannot live without it, or that authoritarianism by algorithmic consensus is inevitable. And I will say this, via prophecy, this is inevitable. You know, this is going to happen regardless because it's written. Revelations 13:16. He causes all. Okay, that he being the global elite, these international banking families, man. And he's going to cause you by weaponizing the food, your life, your livelihood. Okay, your ability to work, your ability to participate in this system. Okay, that's what that kill goes into. For you to be you're going to be separated first and foremost from this system. You're going to be ostracized is the word. Okay, cut off. And then ultimately, literally, okay, cut off. You see? Let's go. Let's continue on. This is what's coming. Okay, and the Wadi Yahabashim Yao Shai, he got us dead set watching out for it, man. You see, while Jake, the majority of our people are under a rock getting ready for Christmas, bro. You know? Just got fattened up off of honey ham and let me continue on. Let me go. Okay? For example, the average person living in a first world economy voluntarily carries a cell phone everywhere. They go at all times without fail. To be without it in their minds is to be naked, at risk, unprepared, and disconnected from civilization. And that's true. Because these phones, the way Esau done set it up now. Now I'm gonna speak on behalf of myself, and I'm sure a lot of you beloved Akim and Akwaf can relate. Okay, as far as my job is concerned, my phone is critical for me to be able to tap into certain security firewalls. I need to use my phone to access certain criteria of information on their database. They got to know it's me going in there under my ID, under who am I really truly an employee. You see, and there's information sent to the device under a specific app, right? A specific private app where, boom, I have access to the code they're going to send me. They're going to ping me. You see, it's an access, it's a firewall. Guess what? Without my phone, I have no access to be able to do my job. And I'm sure, and that's happening everywhere. That's how it is really for depending on what you do for work, obviously. But I'm sure, you know, there's beloved Akim and Akwaf right now listening that has the same similar situation with what you do for work. You need your phone to tap in for whatever reason. But anyways, let's continue on. And this is called gradualism. Okay? What Esau's about to do, he's about to gradually, well, he's been gradually doing it. Excuse me. All right? Esau has been, since the beeper. Okay? You see? This man, okay, we're good. This dude has been planning and plotting this thing for a minute. Okay? Hey, you watch Demolition Man? He lets it all out. He shares a lot of golden nuggets in that movie Demolition Man. You see? And that movie was back in 1990, 1991. You see? I believe 1990, 1991. Real early 90s. But anyways, continuing on. Here we go. Okay. Then there's the backdoor functions hidden in app software that allows governments and corporations to access your cell phone microphone, and camera. Even when you think the device is shut off. Right? So this is what they're able to do nowadays with these devices, bro. They can tap into your device via apps you put on your phone. And they'll be able to tap into your microphone, your camera, without you even knowing it. You see that? That's the type of technology they got right now that they're using. You see that? Look at the private details of your life could be recorded and collated in a world where privacy is being declared dead by boasting technocrats. Right? And that's the fact. You heard these, you do Carl Schwab and Yuval Harari and the rest of them, how they're talking. All right? They're talking reckless, bro. They listen. This man said human beings are now hackable animals, man. That's what he said. We got receipts. And when you hack something, that means you're gaining unauthorized access to it. That's what hack means, to hack. You see that? And now he's saying now we're now hackable. And listen, we're about to go there. Let's continue on. Now I got this video. I'm not gonna play it because they're gonna probably get me. But it's with this demon that you Aki Amenakwa are all fully aware of. I can't play it though, just in case. I gotta play my cards right. You know? But shit, I might just play it though. It's on YouTube. And you know what? You know what, Aki Amenakwa? Hold on. You know what, Aki Amenakwa? We're gonna play it. Scared money don't make money, right? Hey, we being wise though. But hey, it's on YouTube. We're gonna whatever. We're gonna make it work. Hey, fair use, fair use. All right, this is for educational purposes only. I'm not making any money. I'm not making any monetary gain off of this video. Okay, this is for educational purposes only. It's on YouTube. So for you to take anything down on my channel, you're a hypocrite. But we know you're hypocrites over there. But let me stop before I get somebody mad over there and they fuck with me. Excuse me. Let's go. Let's see if this is playing.
Dans ce nouveau monde, on doit accepter une transparence, et je dirais même une transparence totale. Tout va être transparent. Et il faut s'habituer, il faut se comporter ainsi. Ça devient, comment dirais-je, intégré dans votre personnalité, mais si on n'a rien à cacher, il ne faut pas avoir.
Now, I know you didn't know what the hell he was saying because you had to read it. So pretty much what he said, let me see. I believe they quote it down at the bottom here below the video, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't even realize it was in, but either way, let me see, did they quote it? Yeah, here we go. So this is pretty much what he said. So Schwab was discussing his vision, which a vision goes into what? A prophecy, right? Of the new world, right? And the sacrifices people will have to make to live within it. And this is what he said, all right? He says, you will have to accept total transparency, not we. Okay, we'll have to accept total transparency. He's not including the elites in his futurist ideal of total surveillance, man. And this is what it evolves around, bro. For them to be able to surveil you on an alarming level. All right, to the point where, your carbon footprint is actually tracked and traced. Like, that's heavy, bro. Like, they literally, they'll know how much energy you've dispensed. You'll be given an amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? You will pretty much be given an allowance, okay? As far as how much energy you can dispense, all right? And you're always going to be burning carbon when you're eating meat, you know what I mean? They're going to get you for you working out, when you moving around, having sex, okay? And you have a certain allowance to the point where it's like, okay, you done tapped out. You got to sit your ass down now. They're going to put you on with all electric vehicles and bikes. Say bye-bye to the gasoline engines and shit, which they ain't doing nothing for the earth anyway, but polluting it. These petroleum vehicles, but the petrol cars, they call them. But needless to say, yeah, man. You see that? Hey, he's the same nigga that said, you people gonna own nothing and be happy. That's what he said. Because at the end of the day, when you look into the deep, dark, diabolical comment he made when he said that, he was talking about you pretty much being able to be under this UBI, where you don't have to work, right? But as a matter of fact, it even goes into it briefly here. Bear with me. I believe it's right around here. The globalist concept of the end of privacy is expanded upon WEF member Ida Arkin's essay titled "Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life was never better." Okay, look at her paper is the quintessential technocratic propaganda narrative. Similar to the narratives of Soviet futurists early in the Cold War, the elite often lure the public into participation in technocracy by promising them a life of infinite wealth and ease, UBI. One day soon, they say, our technology is going to erase labor, right? The need for money and the wealth gap, right? That is to say, they all promise the same BS about how you won't have to work, your time will be free, and owning property will become superfluous because everything will be handed to you for nothing. Sounds far-fetched, doesn't it? Because it is, right? Of course, the trade-off is that your life will become an open book, right? You'll be being 100% surveilled, okay? Via your carbon footprint being tracked. It's a wrap. Esau's playing God mode on you at that point. He's playing God mode on you now, okay? But anyways, look, the trade-off is that your life will become an open book for the people in power, and your very survival will be completely dependent on their whims. Step out of line, and they can easily push a button and end your existence as you know it, them being a god on earth. This is the madness, this is the craziness that Esau's in the process of bringing forth, okay? This nigga is taking it there. He's not playing. While Jake is out here playing around, switching up the doctrine, talking about the Gentiles or the heathen, they can be saved. Apostle Paul's mission evolved around him gathering heathen. Okay? Trying to qualify Isaiah 14:1, talking about the stranger being a heathen. Just misrepresenting the true doctrine, bro. You got these niggas falling victim to apostasy, while Esau is about to score a touchdown. There's niggas in the end zone. You see, but we know he's gonna lose though. But what I'm saying is, you got stupid niggas that claim to be men of the Lord, that are steering the sheep astray. But that's their lot. And we know that there's gonna be more false prophets than real, sincere, true prophets that have been sent, and there's gonna be the 2/3 or more than the 1/3. You know, so at the end of the day, I'm just speaking out loud. I'm just thinking out loud is what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, we already know. That's just, it's a necessary evil. It has to play out. And hey, it is what it is. But needless to say, there you go. Okay? Evil E is not playing. He's pushing this thing, bro. Hey, 2026 is going to be very interesting. Okay? As we know, it's going to be very, very interesting. And we know 2025, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai came out the gate, okay, showing his power in 2025. The very next morning, okay, it was in the news, right? The beloved Elder Hawaii, Shalom, beloved Akia, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. You always get my spirit fired up. I could be sick, down and out. Watch the Elder Hawaii's video, man. He'll get you going. He'll get you right back focused. You know, that's why every brother got their own spirit, bro. It's beautiful. You know, that brother's spirit, he charges me up. When I'm down in the spirit, Elder Hawaii's videos are where I go. That's where it brings me back. You know, because this world is fucking getting at us, bro. But needless to say, hey, we got prophecy though. We got the spirit. You know, the Lord gave us the vision. You know, he's given us the spiritual enlightenment. You know, so we're truly blessed at the end of the day. We really don't got nothing to complain about at the end of the day, to be honest with you. You know, we're in the best case scenario, being that we're in the truth, and you know, we have the spirit, but we're obviously in the worst case scenario, being that we're under the feet of this nigga Esau and the rest of these heathen. You know, but it's gonna end. It's gonna end very, very soon, because Esau is gonna lose tragically. I'm gonna leave this article right here. This is a good article, and you can find it, because I can't put it in my description box. Esau cut me off from that, okay? Because I was on a tirade. Like in the beginning, I used to put the articles in the description box. You Akiyam and Akwata have been listening to me for a little bit. You know that I used to do that a lot. I don't do it no more because I can't. This nigga barred me from doing that and sent me one of them emails. You Akiyam know what's up. You know what I mean? The nigga sent me one of them emails, man, justifying why he did that. But of course I should have did a lesson on it. But of course it was, you know, some bullshit. It's because, hey, these articles, bro, there's a lot of information and we're wiring it through prophecy. That's what makes it so dangerous, bro. Is that we're wiring these articles through prophecy. You know, the measurement is real accurate. You know, versus a red pill nigga pulling it out on his channel. He got 1 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't making no noise because they're not marrying it with prophecy. You see? That's what makes us so dangerous, Akiyam, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? Let me get this real quick and I'm gone. I'm not going to hold you, beloved Akiyam Akwaf, any longer. It's a work night. Let me go here. Matter of fact, it wouldn't be right. Now, we got breakdowns on Revelations 13. I'm going to just get it, touch on it. And because our time is, you know what I mean? But we got this breakdowns on it. You know, you new listeners got to look it up. Revelations 13 breakdowns, they're everywhere. But I got to read it real quick through the spirit, put it in the ether, and then we'll roll. Revelations 13:16, it reads, I'm going to start at, I'm going to go straight to the point. Revelations 13:16, it reads, and he, again, the he being the elite, the global elite, Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, in the form of these global elite. These technocrats, which are likened unto the modern-day Chaldeans, they're just tentacles, okay, of the elite. That's all they are. Okay, your CEOs of Palantir, your Hell Gates, your, you know, these are just tentacles, man. Them niggas are just tentacles. The source that's calling it the elite, the niggas you don't see, these international banking families, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, Rothschild, them niggas. Okay, let's go. Both so he calls it all both small and great, right? Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. Look at rich and poor. Okay, your social status don't matter. And what proved that is the statement this nigga Carl Schwab said. He said you will have to adjust to the way of life, right? Not we. He said you. He separated himself, he's probably the elite team. from the people. Check this out. And it's a small group, okay? You would call them oligarchs, right? Or the oligarchy. That's what you call that. It's a very small group, okay? Your boy Mayweather's not in that group. That nigga's gonna die with the rest of them. The rest of these niggas, I think they're on the level. Okay? If you're not part of that ruling class family bloodline, forget it. Okay? At the end, he should declare his wickedness, evil E. At the end, he'll declare it. That's when you will find out, like, oh shit. You know? Them niggas didn't accept me. Yeah, because you ain't part of the bloodline. You ain't part of that evil faction. But look it. Let's continue on. Revelations 13:16. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Okay? So if you're institutionalized, hey, you're gonna fall victim, right? Or if you out here supposedly free, because you know we ain't really free out here. We're subjugated to a 10-mile radius because we got to go to work tomorrow. We got to get the fuck out of here, man. Excuse my French. Okay? But needless to say, if you're incarcerated or if you're out running around in this man's diabolical society, hey, guess what? You're going to be subjugated to get it. Look it. To receive a mark, the charagma, okay? Which is an implantable, which is the implantable device, the size of a grain of rice. And when you look into it, it goes into the branding of horses. Because what you're going to find out is that this is an idolatrous image, okay? And if you get it, if you let this man put this thing inside of you, you've just joined yourself to his Internet of Things. You joined yourself to the beast system. You bow to this nigga, the beast, his image, his system. And we read in Romans 11, okay, that guess what? There's 7,000 knees that will not bow. The Lord reserved them. They won't bow to the image of Baal. They won't do it. Nigga, the elect ain't going. Okay? The remnant's not going. You see? Which therefore will make his plan null and void. Esau's plan null and void. But anyways, continuing on. Look it. To receive a mark, the charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads, bro. And we got the Neuralink on the scene. The Neuralink is part of the M.O.T.B. You see? Yeah, that brain chip and technology. Yup. It's on the scene. See how all this stuff is on the scene? This is confident, Akiyama Nakwal. We know where we are in time. All right? And we are at the end of it. We are at the end of all things. Let's get a little more. And that no man, verse 17, Revelations 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Okay? So you can't buy or sell unless you got the mark. Meaning what? It's part of the economy. It's part of the money. It's monetary. You can't buy, you can't sell. Hello? Like my man in Baltimore. Come on, man. You can't buy or sell. It's rooted in the money. And we know this. So I'm speaking to the choir, you know? For those of you in the back, you know, that are just getting the message, man. Or they're going to wiggle on this thing later, on this lesson later, man. Or coming from one of these other wayward congregations because, these niggas are fumbling, you know. It's rooted in the money. Okay? Let me read it again. Revelations 13:17, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. All right? Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay? And the name and the number are synonymous. Why? Because a UPC code, right, which is a universal product code, is going to be on the device. And guess what that UPC, guess what numbers are in line in that UPC? 666, which is what? The number of the beast. It is the number of the man. Evil E. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, starting with the global elite. These regular Joe six-packs are just fumes for the fire. All right? This is what this is talking to. All right, and this is the reality, man. You know, this is what he's going to try to do. And this is the only way he can continue. You see, this is the only way Esau can continue. All right? If he does this. But it's not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible, bro. This nigga's vision's not going to come to pass. Okay? Because why? His vision is contrary to the Lord's will. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to close out with this real quick. That's the spirit. I'm going to go with this. I'm already going longer than I intended. This is the book of Job. The book of Job. Chapter 11. And the brother Yashamat pulled this out. This is fire. I remember the brother pulled this out, I think, yesterday. This is fuego. The book of Job, chapter 11, and verse 20, and it reads, but the eyes of the wicked shall fail. Okay? And with your eyes, what do you do with your eyes? You can see, right? You have a vision. Right? This nigga's vision is going to fail, bro. Let's continue on. And they shall not escape. All right? It'll be, hey, what scripture say? It will be a marvel, man. If one stiff neck among the people go unpunished, bro, it'll be a marvel, man. And we know there's nobody more stiff necked than Evil E. And we see 2/3 of our people that have adopted his ways. And my battery is about to die. You see that? Look. Let me read it from the top. Job 11 and 20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape. And their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. He today that is a king, tomorrow shall die. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Akyam and Akwath were edified through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Lord willing, you were spiritually fed. All right, and Abaratazai, you were informed. You were informed. This right here should reset gears, man, and excite you. I mean, damn, this one right here, it's just that much more clear that we there. You know, we're that much more closer to this prophecy being fulfilled. It has to come to pass. Okay? This is how we get out of here, man. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. A double honors to the beloved elders and apostles, excuse me, of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, and again, peace and salutations to you, beloved Akyam and Akwaf. Hey, Lord willing, you were edified. Again, Abaratazai, you were spiritually fed. Again, Lord willing, all right, you were informed through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.